It's Week 16 of the NFL, and we'll see Brock Purdy. He's going to have to air it out plenty this week. It's the 49ers and the Saints, and it's all up next on EA Sports.
Well, first opened back in 1975, there's a look inside the iconic Superdome in downtown New Orleans. The holiday season is upon us. We've got the gift of the NFL as we're underway here in Week 16. And a nice return sets them up pretty good here right at the 30-yard line. And here come the Saints for their opening drive. And they will be led out by their second-year quarterback.
I like this guy, and the reason I do, he tends to stay on an even keel. Doesn't let too much ruffle him. He will manage the game the way it needs to be managed, take what the defense gives him, and then he can strike at times. Had a touchdown pass. Yes, he had an interception last week, but he found a way for his team to win.
There's Chris Olave, and he gets this to the 35. Good for a gain of 5. Ball on the 35. Here comes 2nd and 5.
At the 35-yard line.
A quick throw complete into the flat out left. So no gain on the play. And now 3rd down and 6 to go. They are in need of 6 yards here if they hope to move the chains. Rattler working out of the gun. Pass taken in by his big tight end. And he is going to have a Saints first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
And that's well executed there on 3rd down. And I love the confidence that they had to let their tight end try and find some space in the middle of the field, right in their quarterback's line of vision. And QBs love to make that easy throw, and they hooked up there for a first down.
Here's Rattler. Going to throw right side here, complete. And he'll go out of bounds after taking it a little further down. And now following that last play, I do believe we're going to get a review here. Yes, indeed, the red flag is out. Did he keep those feet in bounds? That's the question they've got to decide. And I got to say, watching it in real time, it was awfully close.
Yeah, it certainly looked like a heck of a catch because he didn't appear to bobble it, which could complicate things. But even with the benefit of replay, that's pretty tight.
Well, here's the call. So the challenge there does not go their way. This will indeed remain a completed pass. Now, a quick throw there, but it's going to be incomplete. You look at this Niner defense. Against the pass, they've had some issues, ranked number 23 in the NFL right now.
And I think you're going to see some changes in the offseason, whether it's through the draft, free agency, maybe even both. They definitely need some help in the secondary.
And he is going to have a Saints first down as they're able to convert on 3rd and short yardage with a gain of 4. From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10. From the gun, here's Rattler. There's a short one to the tight end, Johnson. For Johnson, the numbers for his performance from last week: 8 catches, 58 yards.
And I get the feeling that he loves this matchup. I mean, the unit he's going against is in the bottom half of the league against the pass. He had to have circled this one on the schedule and said to himself, this should be a big game.
And he gets stopped up at the 31 after a gain of maybe a yard.
Well, they certainly had success throwing the ball on this drive and not as much running it as we just saw once again on that last play, stopped after a very short gain. But I wouldn't abandon the run totally because otherwise, pass rushers just tee off on your quarterback. Makes it very, very difficult for him in that situation.
They'll wind up getting 7 on the play, and it'll be 4th down. And the pocket's been protected pretty good here so far on the opening drive.
We always talk about confidence in runners and catchers and quarterbacks. How about the protection detail? They're not allowing anyone near the guy throwing the football.
And he gets it inside the 10 to the 9. It's 1st and goal after they rip off a solid chunk of yardage in the ground game on a risky 4th down call. Quite the opening drive march they're on right now.
It looks a lot like what we saw in practice prior to the game, doesn't it? You know, because on that last big practice beforehand, you go through your offensive script. You go through your play calling. You go through all the stuff and establish things. And it looks like it's going like clockwork right now for them.
They'll stay with Lewis here on first down. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. It's a loss of a yard there, and it's second down.
This defense is a difficult one to prepare for. One of the best in the league. They'll come at you from all angles, and they did a nice job there stopping him for a loss.
Firing quickly here, and that's complete. Well, hang on now. We're going to pause here. We've got an injured player. Always unfortunate to see an injury, especially this close to the end of the regular season. We'll step aside. This has been a long drive. You got to figure a field goal would be a letdown. Can they convert now on 3rd and goal? They'll look to throw for it with Rattler. To the end zone, but it's incomplete.
Brandon, watching their tape from last week, I saw plenty of plays like we just saw there, forcing incompletions. It was key in their win last week. They're hoping the same thing happens this time out, too.
And this one is right through. And the Saints are going to take a 3-0 lead. All in all, a pretty decent opening drive, Charles. Pretty balanced. They had the passing game going and the rushing attack, too.
I would think they have to be happy with that start because you get your ground game going, which means your offensive line and your runners are pretty happy, and then you get your aerial attack going as well, so your quarterback and receivers have smiles on their faces. Now both up to speed, awaiting their next possessions for this game. They can't wait to get started again.
So here's the first drive now for the 49ers. And trotting out there leading them is their 4th-year quarterback.
And it felt like in watching the game tape, he got everyone involved last week.
He was a manager.
He really was. That's a great way to put it because they ran the ball some, they threw it accurately. 1 touchdown pass, so he didn't, break the bank doing that, but he didn't throw any interceptions. That's the bottom line. That's why a defense loves a quarterback like that. Doesn't put them in bad situations.
Give them 13 yards on the opening play of the drive and also give them a first down. Now Purdy. And he slings one that's incomplete. The Niners had 8-6 now on the year. They've been playing their best football of the year. Winners of 4 in a row.
And I thought that they played pretty well last week. Their execution, their discipline, their resilience, all on display in that victory.
And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30. 33 yards that time.
Well, partner, I'm not sure how this drive's going to end, but how about the way they flip field position there? A nice attacking play. They picked up a heck of a chunk of yardage.
So in Saints territory now. Here's 1st and 10 as they're down to the 29-yard line. Again, it's Purdy to throw it. And this one's incomplete. Now a 2nd and 10. Purdy will set up to throw it here. Right side, Thornton with it. And this is going to be another first down as the tackle's made at the Saints' 13-yard line. 15 yards there on the catch and run.
What a drive this has been, just chewing up the yardage. And here's one of their best plays yet as they finally get down into the red zone and look to finish this off with 6.
Throwing here, Purdy. Toward the pylon, but it's incomplete.
And I can see the officials kind of looking at each other down there, silently wondering, does this meet the level of grounding? Fortunately, he did have a receiver in the area, but I have seen less obvious throwaways called as penalties.
They'll find Ayuk open right side. He'll get only 3 there, so it leaves him with a 3rd and 7 ahead. Purdy sets up to throw again. And he'll go down. Brought down at the 20-yard line. It's a loss of 10 on the sack, and it leads to 4th.
We'll talk about how teams are so competitively matched, and you just want to make those plays that give you an advantage. How about right here? The difference between letting them score a touchdown versus holding them to a field goal, that's absolutely huge with the play he just made.
And he hated taking the loss there on 3rd down. Sly able to put this one through. And that will tie us at 3-3. So a return of serve, so to speak, here on the second drive of our game as they respond to that opening field goal with 3 of their own.
I like that. Go a little tennis on me.
I know you like to mix it up with sports.
They crack a forehand back at him. They get a backhand. What was the return on?
It was a backhand.
I like
a really good backhand.
With some nice top spin on the whole bit. I love it. Almost a mirror image when you really get down to it. I thought that was pretty good stuff.
Out comes the Saints offensive unit and the NFC playoff race. Let's have a look at it. Their drive last time, it stalled out. They were forced to take the short field goal.
And the key phrase, you nailed it. Forced to, because you know coaches look at these short field goals as a last resort, right? To them, that's not how drives are supposed to end. You're supposed to put 6 on the board. That's a consolation prize. Like going to the county fair, you don't get the big stuffed animal on that one, do you?
No, you don't go top shelf. That's bottom shelf material. 8 yards that time, able to take off, and the result is a first down.
As he came to the line of scrimmage, he knew he didn't need much to reset the chain, so when he saw the space he needed, no hesitation. He went to the marker and got his guys a first down.
Now Lewis here on first down. And good running there as he'll take this all the way up to midfield. The Saints first down there on a gain of 11. His first carry of their second drive, pretty solid. And, of course, remember back to their first drive, really strong throughout that one.
Not only is he getting good blocking up front, but how about his vision to find the holes? And he's seeing things before they even open and hurdling through them.
Give him 3 on the keeper there, and it is second down. Here's the first carry for Sean Tucker. And he's going to have this pretty close to a first down as the tackle is made at the Niners' 41. It'll go as a gain of 7 on the play, and it sets up a 3rd and inches situation. They'll throw. Here's Rattler. Work in the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete. And all the way inside the 15 before they drop it. A big play that time on the catch and run, and it'll result in a fresh set of downs. 3-3, a tight one after 1 on EA Sports. Ready for the second quarter from New Orleans. It's the Saints in possession. They had to settle for 3 last drive, hoping this second go-around ends in 6. In good position, 1st and 10. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. 2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12.
That was well played there defensively. 2 tight ends in the formation, which essentially gave them 7 blockers up front. Hard to imagine with all that size and beef that they could let a tackler through, but that's exactly what happened. A loss resulted.
And the reinforcements come in as they're going to stop him behind the line. 3rd down, now even tougher. 3rd and 13 after that loss of a yard. From the shotgun, Rattler. And he fends him off. And he couldn't quite get there. Tackled down at the 1. Able to make something out of nothing there. 17 yards and a first down.
Brandon, that's a gamer move right there. Facing 3rd down, steps up, calls his own number, and nearly makes the house call. If I'm the coach, I let him take another one right here. Give him a chance to be the first one to hit the end zone after that effort he just gave him.
A kicker fest so far. All points via field goals. They're hoping to change that right here. They'll try to run it in, going option right. And he probably should have given that one off as he's going to get hit and taken down behind the line. A loss of a full 3 yards, and now it's 2nd down. 2 minutes gone by, second quarter. Shotgun handoff for Lewis. And he'll take it into the end zone for the Saints touchdown. A great effort there with his first career NFL touchdown. And the Saints have taken the lead. Too good. And now, of course, all scoring plays are reviewed, and I think they're going to take an extra long look at this one. Is this a touchdown? That's the question. CD, what are they looking for here?
You just need any part of the football to break the plane. You don't need the whole football. It doesn't need to go over the entire white line. It's just that front part of the white line. And if you draw an imaginary plane going straight up, that's what they need to cross.
So take away the touchdown. The officials rule he did not get the football to break the play. And he is in for the score. Touchdown, New Orleans. A great play there with his first career NFL touchdown. And the Saints have moved out in front.
Well, he'd been the workhorse on this drive, and it would have been unfair to bring someone else in to finish the job. So they go back to him again, and he delivers with a touchdown run.
The point after, good by Grupe. And the lead is now 10-3. So that drive, 12 plays in length. And it ends with a touchdown for New Orleans. After the touchdown, here's Grupe to kick this one away. And they'll start this drive just across the 30. Pretty nice work on the return. The Niners offense, led by their running back, headed out for the second possession. And they love to find different ways to get him the football. We know that. And you can see he comes into this week second in the NFL in receiving yards out of the backfield. Here's the Pro Bowler, Christian McCaffrey. And that play going absolutely nowhere as he's belted before he could get out of the backfield. It's a loss of 4 on the first down play. Well, the first play of the drive lost 4. Now they'll look to move it forward here on 2nd and 14. Purdy looking to throw. Completes it to the tight end, Kittle. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. 25 yards there on the catch and run. And Charles, with that completion, I'm told that puts him over 3,000 yards passing now on the campaign.
And Brandon, nowadays your leader's usually closer to 5,000 yards on the year, but still, 3,000 yards, a good season.
Play action. Now Purdy. That's going to be knocked away and incomplete.
Quarterbacks work all the time on manipulating the defense with their eyes and their head movement. In this case, he just stared the receiver down. That allowed for excellent coverage, able to knock that one away.
Shotgun now with Purdy. And he'll slide to a halt here, still a little shy of the first down marker. He turned that into a nice gain, gets him 8 yards closer for third down. They'll come to the line, needing only 2 yards to gain the first here. They'll try and pick it up with McCaffrey. And the pressure gets to McCaffrey as they stop him short of the line to gain. Call it no gain there, and it leads to a fourth down.
As usual, the hallmark of a good run defense, linebackers making plays near the line of scrimmage. Absolutely nowhere to run there.
So on fourth down, here's the Australia native Mitch Wishnowsky to punt this one away. This one will sail out of bounds. It'll depend on the spot here. And the side judge says that went out at the 7-yard line. The Saints offense and Spencer Rattler getting ready for this next possession. The Saints offense on the field, ready to get their drive started. That last drive, it was a good mix. Run, pass, defense on their toes.
And what really helps out in a big way is when you're doing the run-pass mix and everything's working, that means that they're guessing wrong every time on defense. They think you're going to pass when you run and vice versa. I would continue that, and when they finally draw a beat on you, maybe you mix it up a little bit, a little play action and throw the ball.
And will they maintain that balance? Time to find out. The offense on third down, they've been very good, 5 for 7 thus far. This is 3rd and 4. To the air is Rattler. And he takes a shot on the release as this will be incomplete.
That could be the stop this defense needed to get them back on track. They've been pretty well dissected by the offense here in the first half. After that possession, now they know that they can compete with this offense.
And the win last week punted 4 times as this one's away. And a fair catch is taken here a step or 2 inside the 45-yard line. It'll be a 39-yard punt, no return. And the Niners will go on offense. 1st and 10. Purdy going to lead the 49ers to the line. 1st and 10 at their own 44. They'll try and start this drive in the air. That's caught. He finds Danny Gray. And they're well past midfield, just a yard or two shy of the 40. First down yardage on the first play of the drive, 14 yards.
But one of the ways that quarterbacks keep all the receivers alive in a play, never lock in on any one guy. Make sure you keep your eyes moving, scan the field. And here he finds the open guy for a nice pickup.
They'll bring one of the tight ends in motion left. Back to throw, Purdy. Connects with Kittle underneath. And brought down, but able to get it to their 30-yard line. They'll get a dozen there, and it's a first down, 49ers. Purdy now to throw. Got his man, it's Thornton. And he stopped right at the 25 after a gain of 5. So from the 25, this is 2nd and 5. Purdy now to throw off the play action. And he backs it away and falls down incomplete.
That's not the first time they've gone his way on this drive, and they were obviously keyed into him because they were there to help break that pass up.
Play action, and now here's Purdy to throw it. And he's going to go down. They sack him back right around the 30. And that'll bring up 4th down on a big sack with a loss of 5. Field goal unit and Joey Sly now. He made his first, this from 47 yards out. Sly able to put this one through, and that'll bring him back within 4. So they're able to end that drive with 3 points in this one-possession ball game.
And ideally, you want to end every drive with points. Most quarterbacks will tell you, let's end it with a kick, right? A PAT, that's number 1. Field goal you'll take. Punts, you really don't want to do that. In this case, they'll take the field goal and get prepared for the rest of the game.
And he takes this near the 25, just a little pass there. Call it the 26. We'll start off with a give to Lewis. And they're able to get this one across the 35. 42 yards rushing for him now on what was his 10th carry of the ball game. 2 minutes remaining in this first half of football. We remind you that coming up in 2 minutes' time, we'll hand you off to Orlando, where Jonathan Coachman will have highlights and analysis of this first half of action. Rattler wants to throw it. Olave over the middle. It'll go as a gain of 4, and that'll make it 2nd down.
2nd and 6 at the 40-yard line.
Now Rattler. Got his man complete over the middle. That's Lewis. And just 3 yards on the catch there. He couldn't get away. And now we've got a 3rd down and 3. Coming up here looking for 3 yards to pick up the first. Over the middle, complete. That's Perry. And he is going to have a Saints first down by a couple of yards as they're able to convert here on 3rd and 3. Now a timeout called for by the offense, as they'll stop it with just over a minute to go before halftime. A couple of first downs on the drive already, as they'll go from the 47 now on 1st down. Rattler going to look to throw again. Sets up the screen to Lewis. And he'll get nothing out of that one. No gain on the screen there. It's 2nd down.
2nd and 10 at their 48-yard line.
Rattler working out of the gun. Into the hands of Perry, complete. Now we'll get a quick timeout called by New Orleans, number 2, as the clock will stop with just under 30 seconds to go in the first half. Here's Rattler. And the incompletion there, so that breaks a string of 5 straight hookups. It also leads to a 4th down.
I see the surprise in your face there, partner. That is a rare incompletion from him. He's been on point this entire game.
He has percentage completion-wise way up, not that time. And you can't do it much better than that. This ball kicks out of bounds at the 4-yard line. The Niners ready to go on offense for the final time of this first half. And the ball backed way up, so thinking with this amount of time on the clock, probably just sit on it, and we'll see these two teams go to the lockers.
Yeah, I don't think you want to overthink it in this situation. Either side of the ball. Just go ahead and finish up the half and get on out and talk about it.
Again here. And he takes this just about a yard shy of the 20. So we've reached halftime here in a 4-point game. As we send you on over to Orlando for Jonathan Coachman in our EA Sports Halftime Report. Take it away, Coach.
Okay, Brandon, thank you very much. Some critical games going on as teams fight for those final playoff berths. Let's get you around the NFL here in a busy Week 16. We'll start in Foxborough with an AFC East matchup as it's Miami visiting New England. And the Patriots have the lead in the final stages before halftime. The Patriots trying to gut this one out as it would be a good victory for them if they could get it. From there, it's off to Indianapolis to check on the Colts at Lucas Oil Stadium. And they have the lead in that one over the visiting Raiders. Adonai Mitchell, a touchdown reception. Lastly, we head to Southern California to check on the Rams at home at SoFi Stadium.
Well, we're in the latter stages of this season. Everybody's getting antsy, so antsy that we're going to skip the halftime and get ready for the third quarter. And we welcome you back now. Alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin, getting set for quarter number 3 here. A solid return, pretty good field position. They'll start at the 32. Here comes the 49ers offensive unit as they'll have it first to begin this third quarter. And they're on the short end of the scoreboard here. Charles, what adjustments, if any, do you think they need to make for the second half?
Well, paraphrasing the gold medal hockey winning coach Herb Brooks, I just say you continue to play your game. Throw the ball. They had success doing it in the first half, so make sure you keep getting the ball to your playmakers, a little bit more to the perimeter perhaps, but above all, play your game.
Purdy. That's complete yet again to Thornton. He's up to 70 yards receiving now as that last catch gets him a first down. In motion, the tight end. Here's Purdy. And he whips that one incomplete there.
You get the sense that they're saying we're not playing up to what we're capable of, and we're deep enough into the game that the early jitters are long gone, that they should now have some sense of continuity and be able to make some of these plays that they have not been doing so far.
And his throw is going to be incomplete.
For once in my life, I'll be succinct. In a one-possession game, every single stop like that could be a difference maker.
Now Purdy. Able to find the open man. That's complete. And he is out of bounds inside the 35. Just his second catch of the game so far. This one moves the chains.
And that's the kind of play this offense needs to maybe kick them into gear a little bit. They've been stuck in neutral much of the game. Perhaps that can give them a little bit of confidence that big plays are out there.
Purdy will set up to throw it here. This one complete to Mecole Hardman. And he's tackled a yard short of the marker. Good gain of 9 on first down. Just need a yard here. 2nd and 1. Now whistles here. And I think one of the big boys for the 49ers might have jumped. Maybe anticipating a blitz, and they jumped.
Yeah, and if we saw it, you know that they saw it. The bad guys might have been coming on that play. Had to pick them up, and they jumped.
McCaffrey following the penalty. Well, now after all of this, hang on here because he appears to be shaken up. But not what you want to see this late in the season. Medical staff is going to check on him, and we'll step aside for a moment. They're trying to keep the drive going. This will be play number 8. It's 3rd and 2. A throwing here, Purdy. He's got his target. That's complete. And this is going to be another first down as the tackle's made at the Saints' 15-yard line. It's a gain of 11 yards that time, and it produces a new set of downs. In motion goes the tight end. On first down, he'll drop to throw. That's over the middle and caught by Ayuk. Call it a gain of 6 on the play, and it's second down. In motion left goes a tight end. Purdy looking to throw. Throwing left sideline there, but it's incomplete.
At this point in the second half, one mistake on a forced throw could doom your chances of a comeback, so that's the right call there to just throw that one away.
Purdy from the gun on third down. Work in the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete. And the 49ers are going to have first and goal as they try to finish off this drive with 6 points.
And in a lot of ways, that catch is expected. Red zone presence, and that one was realized there. You've got to find your tight end in that situation.
Forced out to his, and a big loss here as he's taken down. The sack there by Rasheem Green.
That I'm struggling to understand a little bit. That close to the goal line, first down, run the football. If you want to throw it, throw some play action on second down.
First down, a bit of a disaster, and now on second and goal, back even further. They'll send a tight end in motion right. Throwing on second and long. Purdy, and he's got his man in stride, complete. They'll still have a third and goal now despite picking up 13 yards on that pass play. Purdy from the gun. And he hauls it in the end zone. Touchdown, San Francisco. Christian McCaffrey, his 6th touchdown of the season. And the Niners have taken the lead as they go right down the field and score on the opening drive of the second half. Joey Sly on for the extra point. And this one's right there, and that pushes the lead to 13-10. That one was an extended drive, 14 plays all told. And it's finished off by a receiving touchdown from Christian McCaffrey. And he won't quite make it to the 25. Now the attention turns to the Saints offense getting ready for their first possession of the second half. And Charles, it feels like we're set up for a good second half here. Came out of the locker room, 1-score game. Now the lead has already changed hands. Well, this offense, they've got an opportunity right now to take that lead right back.
Yeah, and it feels like you're going back and forth almost a little bit like a tennis match, right? And we're just, our heads just keep moving. Which side has it? Which side's going to score? How are they going to go out doing it? A little bit of a challenge for each side trying to match each other.
Again, it's Lewis. He'll get a yard, that's all, as they get him down at the 28.
Defensively, we always know that he is tough in run support, and I think the way that he gets there is he understands what an offense is going to do before the ball's even snapped. A great job of scouting prior to the game, then reading, reacting, and taking the right path to the ball carrier.
And he'll be out of bounds across the 30-yard line. So the completion good for just 3. And that's going to bring up a 4th down. Here comes the Saints punter now, as he'll come on to kick this one away. And no return on this one as the fair catch is signaled for and taken. The Niners offense and Brock Purdy getting ready for this next possession. And he's been a nightmare to scheme against throughout this one. This defense has been totally taken apart, and that is borne out in his numbers. He's been terrific all game long. Throwing to start the drive. Purdy connects with Kittle underneath. And he's taken down but able to slip across the 35. The drive starting with a first down, 11 yards on that pickup. They'll send the tight end in motion. They'll look to throw here on first down. This pass going to be caught by Hardman. And that'll be good for 8 yards to the 45. Ball spotted at the 45. Here's 2nd and 2. McCaffrey on the counter. No, bottled up, fumble. It's out, it's loose. And this is picked up by the Saints. And they are going to set up shop at the 40-yard line. So turnovers, Charles, you figure will be key in the second half, and that's a big giveaway there.
Yeah, and as you and I both know, coaches are always preaching ball security, and none more often than right here in the second half of a tight football game. Now you've got to believe what the coaches are saying and take care of that football.
Set to take over once again. Out comes the Saints offense. They're looking to turn things around here. They've been shut down in this third quarter, and that was after a good first half offensively.
And you wonder where it all goes, and it feels like it goes away fast because it takes some time to build up good momentum, great play calling, excellent execution, and then like a blink of an eye, you're losing the game. Yep. How do you get back there again? I'm sure they've talked about it, and they've got a plan. Now can they put it into practice?
The lead gone, now the search to find it again. So that one overturned. They say the knee was down, and that will not be ruled a fumble. That is caught, and he is going to have a 49ers first down as he'll be marked down a yard or two past the marker following a gain of 6.
As you know, so many things in the passing game are based on yardage. Sometimes it's just based on timing, and that's what we saw right there on that play. 3rd and 3, just get the ball right to the receiver.
Is the hitch route. And tell us, what is the hitch route?
Yeah, just take really one step, like you're driving off the line of scrimmage, get the defensive.
And he's taken down here by the Saints. Brian Brzee, he's the one to get him, and that is sack number 7 for him on the year.
This is a little hard for me to compute because I'm watching sack after sack happen, but somehow they're still behind in the game. I would expect all of this defensive pressure to translate to them taking a lead, and thus far, it hasn't happened. Time's winding down. They don't want to waste this type of performance from these ace pass rushers.
Well, they're in some hot water now. After that sack, it's 2nd and 21. The tight end in motion right. Out of the gun, Purdy. They'll wind up getting 10 back as that sets them up for 3rd down. We'll see what they have drawn up here. A little bit behind the line. 12 yards needed to gain a first down. Purdy now to throw. Throw out wide is incomplete. They don't get the hook up there, but you really have to marvel at how precise he's been throwing the football these last couple of weeks.
Oh, that's a perfect word for it, precise, because if you're at 70% or better 2 weeks in a row, you have a job as long as you want one in this league, won't you? I mean, let's face it, it's not just West Coast offense either. He's putting the ball downfield as well.
Now the Saints coming back out ready to go for this next drive. And really, Charles, not much of a surprise that they're losing. They just haven't been able to get much of anything going in the pass game. And as you well know, in today's NFL, if the passing game isn't working, usually not much else is working either.
You're exactly right about that, partner. And I know that right now the easy answer would be, hey, let's run the football. But that might not be everything you need. So despite the fact that they've struggled throwing it, they've got to find some type of a play, multiple plays, that puts the ball in the air and allows for them to have some success.
Back now here live in New Orleans. It's been a very hotly contested game to this point. Just a field goal separating these two teams as we get set for the 4th quarter. Throwing is Rattler. And a quick throw there going to be batted away and incomplete.
But based on the play we just saw there, he might not be the guy you want to challenge in coverage on these all-important snaps. He certainly looks dialed in right now.
They'll throw. Here's Rattler. And that's incomplete.
Had an open man that time, but ended up putting a little too much heat on it, don't you think, partner?
Absolutely. Just needed a touch more air under it. Instead, he fired an absolute bullet. So they're forced to punt on 4th as this one's away. Fair catch called for and taken right near the 30-yard line. So a change of possession here on the punt. And it will be 1st and 10 as they take over. The 49er offense set to get this drive underway. Their defense got the stop, forced the punt, and now you really start to monitor the clock as they nurse this slim lead. And this has been a familiar sight all afternoon as they stop him behind the line. A loss of a yard there to start out. That leads to a 2nd and 11. Back to throw, Purdy. He fights him off. And seeing nowhere to throw, he chucks this one away from harm, incomplete. Now it's 3rd down. This offense on 3rd down today, 5 out of 9 thus far. This is 3rd and 11. Looking to throw. Purdy. And the throw there going to be incomplete. Critical play in this football game because if they pick up the first there, that clock keeps rolling.
Has to be a little frustrating for them because they know that they pick up a first down there and continue to eat away at the clock, really increases their chances of closing this one out. Now they're likely going to have to give the football up and sweat it out on the sideline.
A 40-yard punt, no return, and the Saints will take over with a 1st down and 10. The New Orleans offense set to take over. Their defense accomplished step 1 of the mission. They forced the punt. Now they'll look to erase that deficit and take a 4th quarter lead. And they'll begin by running the option. And he's upended after a gain of 2 out to the 27. They'll break the huddle, come up on 2nd and 8 at the 27-yard line. Rattler wants to throw it. Got his man complete over the middle. That's Lewis. And he gets this one just shy of the 40, down at the 39. So signs of life in what's been a dormant offense in this second half. Here's 1st and 10. Up the middle here, it's Lewis. And he'll be brought down just shy of the 45. 5 yards is the tally on 1st down. That brings up 2nd and 5.
Brings up 2nd and 5.
To the air is Rattler. And that falls to the ground, incomplete. A nice job of bodying him up defensively. And now it brings up 3rd down. Now Rattler. Got an open man. It's Olave. And this will move the chains again as the tackle's going to be made at the 49ers 35. Great way to convert on 3rd down there. 21 yards the play.
And here we are in the 4th quarter, partner, and watch them drive for what would be a go-ahead touchdown. And you and I both know this is where you need a quarterback who can keep his cool back there. Not just for himself, but to keep the rest of the team relaxed too.
From the shotgun, Rattler. Nice work to get 7 out of that, and it's 2nd down.
You know what I like about that play? He didn't try to do too much on 1st down. He took what the defense gave him, put together a solid gain to bring up 2nd and manageable. Now they have a couple of plays to pick up just a few yards and a new set of downs.
His throw incomplete.
Receiver coaches preach to their guys all the time. Separation, that's what's going to make the play successful. That time there was very little, and I think they were actually fortunate that it was only knocked away and not intercepted.
And now another one thrown incomplete.
Every now and then, you have some volleyball training actually comes into play as a defender. When a ball's tipped in the air, nice play by the defense, got a hand on it, but when it's in the air, it's up for grabs. And too many times in this league, we've seen great plays happen for an offense as a result of a ball tipped in the air. So what you really want to do is be that guy who comes off the back line and spikes it, knocks it to the ground. Don't let him have that opportunity.
Now this one setting up for a great finish, all tied in the 4th as the kick's away. And a decent return out to the 27-yard line. San Francisco set to go on offense once more. And we essentially have a brand new ball game. After that last field goal has tied us all up, we brace for what should be an exciting rest of this 4th quarter. They'll motion the tight end across the formation. Shotgun now with Purdy. And it's a short one here, complete to the tight end. And this will leave him a yard short. Nice pickup of 9 yards on 1st down. Ball on the 36 now. Here's 2nd down and a yard. Back to throw. Purdy completes it to Hardman. And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled. The Niners have the first down on a gain of 11.
And that's a more than acceptable read right there because it's zone coverage, so timing is everything. This time he waits for his man to come open, puts it right on him, and they pick up a first down.
He had a great strong move, but he'll still be stopped shy of midfield. 2 yards the gain on the keeper, and it's second down. Operating from the gun. Purdy. He's got this complete to Ayuk on the out route. And he is down at the 48. A pickup of 4 that started at 148-yard line and ended at the other. Purdy. He's got his man, Thornton. And he is going to have a Niners first down as they're able to get the third down conversion. Tell you what, he's been able to put the ball in some tight spots all game long. That throw, no different.
Yeah, a lot of people would call it a gutsy type of a throw. I think he looks at it as, I can do it, so it's not that big of a deal to me, and I'm going to keep firing.
Here's Purdy. Catch is made by Hardman. And they'll wind up getting this one all the way down inside the 20. A good pickup there, 21 yards.
What an intelligent play as he found open grass and uncovered quickly. A nice clutch play to move the chains. The defense, they've got to do a much better job of accounting for these shorter routes.
Now Purdy. And he can't get rid of it. He's taken down. Chase Young from his outside linebacker spot, forcing the sack for a loss of 8. So that complicates things a bit here. 18 yards to go now on second down. Purdy will set up to throw it here. Connects with Kittle underneath. Give him a gain of 5 on the completion. And it'll be a third and about 13. Not an easy spot here. They'll be in search of 13 yards to try to pick up the first. Now on third and long, they'll look to throw. Able to find the open man. That's complete. And he's going to take it in. Touchdown, San Francisco. Mecole Hardman from 21 yards away. And the 49ers have broken this deadlock and have taken the lead here in the fourth. So still time remaining here in this fourth quarter, but the touchdown there puts them back out in front.
And you and I both know that their defense will not very subtly remind everyone that they started all of this because they held firm on the last drive and only gave up a field goal. Gave it back to the offense in a tie game and said, okay, your turn now, make something happen. And they went down the field and scored.
Here is Wisnowski to boot it away following the touchdown. And up to about the 26-yard line, just across the 25. So all eyes on the Saints offense. Down 20-13, 2:09 to play. They'll have one play, maybe two, before the 2-minute warning as they've got a first down. Here's Rattler. Johnson with a completion over the middle. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. Fourth quarter, down to the final 2 minutes, and we've got a one-score game. So it's Saints football as we get you reset. They come up on a 1st and 10, desperately needing a score here on what could be their final drive. And he's corralled at the 40, but not before picking up 8.
It drives some people crazy to see those short throws underneath. They've got to find a way to gash the defense downfield.
There's a short one caught by Johnson. The Saints going to call the first of their timeouts as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. They'll look to throw. And nowhere to fit that football in. It's knocked away and incomplete.
Give them credit for excellent coverage, tight coverage. They're doing a lot of things that we talk about in basketball. They're causing disruptions in the passing game. And as long as that continues, it'll be tough for them to gain any momentum throwing the ball downfield.
And this will move the chains again as the tackle's going to be made at the 49ers 19. Plenty of time and 2 timeouts still at their disposal. 1st and 10 here. Throwing left side here, and it's complete. And he'll go out of bounds in the red zone just inside the 20. Here's a 2nd and 7. Back to throw. That's caught by Johnson. Now we'll get a quick timeout called by New Orleans, number 2, as they get the stoppage with a little over 50 seconds left to go in the game. Now 1st and goal. He'll look to throw. Caught right side. It's Lewis. And yes, he's into the end zone. So they get the late score they needed. And now the extra point can tie this thing up in the final minute. There was no going through the progressions on that touchdown pass.
Yeah, nor was it necessary. His receiver won that route early, presented himself. No reason to wait. Go ahead and put it on him and score a touchdown.
Don't forget the extra point. It's up and good. And we are tied here in the 4th quarter. So now after the clutch field goal, he's back out there to boot it away in what's now a tie ball game. And it's a pretty good return here as he'll get this up to the 29. The 49ers offense and their quarterback set to take the field once more. And we'll take you through some of the highlights here. You'll notice he had a hand in a lot of them so far. He's got this offense rolling right now. They'll come up 1st and 10 here. Purdy to throw. He'll get this underneath to McCaffrey. And he's going to get a solid gain of 9 before being brought down. 2nd and right at a yard. To throw is Purdy. Fighting Hardman. And he's going to be touched down, but he's got the 1st down. Now San Francisco going to call their 2nd timeout, as the clock will stop with 33 seconds remaining. Couple extra defensive backs out there in the dime, and because of that, really not many places to throw the football, if any.
And typically, what would you want to do against that dime?
Run the football.
You want to run the ball, but you can't do it in this situation. Not nearly enough time on the clock. You having to really navigate against a tough defense presented against you.
Throw fighting Thornton over the middle. And now the Niners going to signal for their 3rd and final timeout. And as the two teams talk it over on their respective sidelines, we take a break. Here's Purdy to throw. Work in the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete. This offense cannot stop the clock now. No timeouts remaining as they come up here 1st down. And that's to the left sideline and incomplete.
So it looks like they stopped some fighting them on this series because it seemed like things were headed for the red zone. But this defense gets 2 more stops. They can keep them out of that area.
And now this game's going to come down to the right leg of their kicker. With 3 seconds to go, this for the win. And this is right down the middle as he puts it through. And Union Street will be hopping tonight. The 49ers have won it. Well, you really can't ask for much more than what we just had here. Not only a close game that went down to the wire, Charles, but a clean one, too. No turnovers in this contest.
And I think you're exactly right about that. To me, this is just a pair of offenses trying to find the slightest bit of separation from each other. And they were both hoping that the other side would make the big mistake first. But today, neither side made that mistake. And what we got, a very entertaining game throughout.
So for the Niners, it's a critical win for them as it gets them to 9-6 on the year. And they will head back home next week. Meanwhile, for New Orleans, they fall under 500 now as they drop to 7-8. And they'll get a chance to redeem themselves at home next week. So for Charles Davis and our entire crew, I'm Brandon Gaudin. Next game, guess what? Charles and I will be here again. It's the NFL on EA Sports.